Hi guys. Okay, here we are again. It is a little bit after Thanksgiving 2012, so hope you guys had a great Thanksgiving. We certainly did. A lot to be thankful for. Mostly you guys watching our videos and having fun with us as we go through this. We got to make another video.
This is kind of fun, isn't it?
Yeah, we do have fun doing this. So we're going to make another video, and this is going to be dedicated just to the Marsh spray ink and some issues that you guys might be having that I've had over the years that I've never really addressed, that I want to really go over how you can be more productive with it and maybe save you a few dollars and have better results with this Marsh ink. But then we also have another little announcement that Dad wants to start out with, and then we'll go back and forth.
I want to tell you about monetization. And if you don't know what that is, that's okay, because 3 weeks ago I didn't know what it was, or if I did, I just ignored it. But monetization is where Google will put a commercial of some kind on each one of our videos. We allow them to do that. And the commercial that's on our videos, they don't cost us anything, they don't cost you anything. The advertiser pays just the same as a commercial on TV. The advertiser pays for that commercial. But when we monetize our videos, or we allow Google to monetize our videos, that means anytime a commercial is played and the viewer watches a minute or so, or a minute or more of that commercial, then the revenue that Google gets, they send us a few cents of that revenue. It's not much, but it's a little bit. So what we decided to do is to monetize all of our videos. And if you like the content of our videos, or you think it's useful to you or helpful to you, and then you just, by watching a couple of minutes of that commercial, that's the way you can say thank you to us for what we do. It's not much, but it's now on each commercial there will be a little place where you can click on it and skip it. If you do that, the advertiser doesn't have to pay, we don't get paid, and that's fine. If you just like our videos and you don't want to watch a commercial, that's fine. But if you want to watch a couple of minutes of commercial just so we make a few cents off of it, we'd appreciate it. So
if you feel like you get a value out of what we do, and you don't mind spending a minute or so watching a commercial, they'll send us a few cents every time you do that. Now, what we're going to try to do, and it gets a little tricky, and whenever possible, we're going to put that video at the end of every commercial, or at the end of every video that we do. We won't, for whatever reason, Google won't let us do it on all of them, but whenever possible, we'll put the commercial just at the end. But in some cases, it may be at the beginning, or it may be in the middle.
Yeah, we have no control of it. We tried to figure out some way that we could put the commercial at the end of each of our videos, but it just sometimes Google will allow us to do it, and sometimes they won't. We don't know why. So just be aware of it may be at the beginning, it may be in the middle, or if we can possibly do it, we'll put it at the end.
Okay, so what are we forgetting? I guess that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's the announcement on the monetization. We just wanted you to be aware of why all of a sudden, if you're watching our videos, you see these little commercials. And that's the reason we're allowing Google to show those commercials on our videos.
Yeah, so it just throws us a few cents to buy a cup of coffee now and again if you feel like...
I don't drink coffee, you know that.
Well, I can have 2 cups then. So if you like what we do, trust me, you don't like it as much as we do, because we get a kick out of doing these. So we hope you like it, and if you do and you feel there's a value there, hey, watch a commercial now and again. It'll help us keep us going. So with that said, let's get right into these tips on the Marsh ink.
Yeah, let's show them something about the ink.
Let's do it. Hey guys, okay, so we want to go over some tips on this spray ink. So first things first, we learned this years ago, and we didn't know it before somebody told us, but when you get this ink in, if you got 1 can or you got a dozen cans, if you order a case at a time, this is the way you want to store it. Store it upside down, sitting on the cap, okay, until you get ready to use it. Now, once you start using it, then you can just put it on the shelf. But you want to store it upside down. Now, to be honest, I don't know whether this applies to all spray cans, but I just know when they told us, when we first started buying this stuff, always store it upside down on the cap till you get ready to use it, because it might be months or a year before you use it. So that's tip number one. Tip number two, every once in a while, I would run across a can that wouldn't spray. For instance, I'm trying to spray that and it won't spray. So I'm hoping that my solution to this will help you guys, because I threw away a lot of spray cans because I just didn't even want to deal with sending it back and getting a credit and all that crap. I just threw it away. But then I figured, well, if I can find a way to make this spray, it saves me, this stuff's like $5 a can, so it will save me some money. So here's what I came up with, and let's hope this works, because I just found this can the other day. So I hope I don't make a fool of myself here. Here's what I do. I'm going to take the nozzle out, and I'm going to take something with a sharp point on it. This is this old speed bore bit. And what I do is I just take this very carefully. Let me put my glasses on so I don't spray myself in the face. This is kind of a messy job, guys, so you know, don't do it around anybody, and probably not have an open flame nearby while you're doing this also. You could have a blowtorch. So here's what I do. And again, I hope this works, and I hope you can get this on
Back
video.
up a little.
Back up? Okay. So here's what I do. I just take, and I get that ink flowing. I just get it flowing in there. Now I'm going to take, for purposes here, I'll just take a new nozzle that I think is pretty good. Let's see if this works. There it is. So now, now I've got a can of ink that I was going to throw away, and it's perfectly good. It's good. Now, here's another tip. Always, after you get done spraying your sign, always turn it upside down and spray until it comes out clear. You always have to do that. Otherwise, your nozzles will get messed up. They'll get clogged up. Now, here's another tip. This is fresh gas, and you know we clean our layout letters with gasoline. I always take have a couple nozzles when I'm done with a can of ink. I always have a couple nozzles that I throw in the gas, and that keeps them nice and clean. Theoretically, I would have, rather than taking that new nozzle off of this can, I would have just taken one of these, cleaned it up, and dried it, but I didn't want to go through that hassle. So this is a good way to keep nice clean nozzles. Just keep a couple in a jar of gas. So that's that. Okay, so now see, I've got a little bit of ink that came through my glove on my hand. You know, a real great way, if you don't have gas, if you don't want to use gas to clean your hands, this stuff is awesome. Dad found this a while back. So you can just put some on a paper towel, and that ink will come right off, just like if it was gas, maybe even better than gas.
Tell them what it is. This
is gunk, engine bright, made by Gunk. You can get this at probably any automotive store. So it's really, really good stuff. Engine degreaser. Okay? So that's that. The other issue that you may have, that I've had a lot of times with this ink, if this can with a nozzle on it, if it falls on the ground, which I'm a klutz, so it happens to me quite often, and that thing breaks off down inside that nozzle, I found this kind of the other day. This is something that I don't even know where we got it, but it's probably available out there. This is, you use this to start screw holes. If you're putting a screw in something, like in a hardboard or siding or something, it's threaded on the end is all it is. And it's a tool, I suppose it's available in hardware places. Anyway, what I found is that I had the tip of the nozzle was busted off right at the surface. What I did was I used this and I threaded this into the nozzle part that was still stuck in there because I couldn't grab it with pliers. I just threaded this in there, it pulled right out. It just popped out. It really worked well.
They could do the same thing with a screw and a pair of pliers, right?
It probably could, yeah, but this really made it handy to have this. So if that breaks off at the surface and you can't get a hold of it, you can just thread this in there, 2 or 3 threads, and it pulls right out, and then you're good to go. So that might save you, because I've thrown cans of that away too. When that's busted off, there's no way for me to get a hold of it. So that's another tip. What am I forgetting, Dad?
That's about it, son.
I guess that's about it. Okay, guys, one more thing. As we talked about before on the monetization part, whenever possible, we're always going to try and put the commercial at the end of our video. Whenever possible, that's what we're going to do. It just, Google sometimes will let us do that, sometimes they won't. But if you feel like there's a value there and you want to watch a commercial, spend a minute or two watching a commercial, we'd appreciate it. The other thing is, don't forget to go on and subscribe. That way you get subscribed to our YouTube videos. That way you get notification every time we post a new one. I think we're going to post a couple more here real quick. And then the other thing, on the title at the beginning is our Facebook page, the address for our Facebook page, and one of our websites. So you can always contact us there. And our Facebook page is there's a lot of really cool stuff on there. So we'll see you down the road. Thanks again.